Alright guys, here's more 2.1 notes for today. Real quick, I do want to go over some things somebody had sent me an email, so from yesterday's homework. Question number 8. If they're asking, how do I do substitution with this? This one is not too bad. You do as x approaches negative 4 of x plus 3 to the 1998. Literally, you are substituting in the negative 4 in for the x. So that becomes negative 4 plus 3 to the 1998. What's negative 4 plus 3? Well, that's negative 1. Negative 1 to the 1998. Well, guys, it's either going to be negative 1 or positive 1. It depends on the exponent, if it's even or odd. Since it's an even exponent, it's going to equal 1. So for 8 through 14, you are literally just plug it in. Got it? With 22, for example, where it says take the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 over x squared, here you're going to get 1 over 0. Problem. You learned since like 3rd grade you're not allowed to divide by 0. 0 is not allowed in the denominator. Now here's the thing. This is not really 1 over 0. It's the denominator is approaching 0. Now, let me ask you something. If I had 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, what is happening to these fractions as your denominator is getting bigger? Well, as your denominator is getting bigger, your actual fraction is getting smaller. Correct? 1/4 is smaller than a half. Think of a pizza pie. If I took a quarter of a pizza compared to a half of a pizza, half is bigger than a quarter, right? So now let's go the other way. As my denominator is getting smaller, your fraction is actually getting bigger. Here, your denominator is getting really, really small. That means your fraction is getting really, really big. Got it? So big, in fact, that as this fraction, this denominator is getting infinitely small, this fraction is getting infinitely big. This is actually going to infinity. Now here's the thing. With infinity, that's not a limit. A limit means it's approaching a number. Infinity is not a number. Infinity is a concept. It's something that goes on forever and ever and ever. So technically, the limit does not exist. Or we can just write DNE. So now all you Mean Girls fans out there, remember the end of the movie, the limit does not exist. That's where this comes from. And this should make sense if you actually look at the graph of 1 over x squared. It looks like this. So as you're getting closer and closer to 0, what's happening to my graph? You have a vertical asymptote at 0. It's going up towards infinity. There is no limit. It doesn't exist. It's going to go on forever and ever and ever. And we're going to talk more about these vertical asymptotes with tomorrow with section 2.2. But this is just kind of introducing that. The other one was for question number 26. If you take the limit as t approaches 2 of t squared minus 3t plus 2 over t squared minus 4. All right, if you do substitution and plug in 2, 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 2, that's going to be 0. This you'll get a 0. T squared, 2 squared minus 4 is 0 over 0. This is our indeterminate. You have to do more work. Now, what I showed you guys last week was plug it in your calculator or graph and get really close to 2, like go 2.1, 2.01, whatever. I think some of the issues here might be plugging it in your calculator. Anytime you have a fraction, you need to put your numerator in parentheses and put your denominator in parentheses, because you have to tell the calculator this is the numerator divided by this is your whole denominator. And that should help you out. Now, I didn't require this, but just for fun, I could do this algebraically. Limit as t approaches 2. I could factor the numerator. I'm not sure if you guys remember your product and your sum, what multiplies to 2 but adds up to negative 3. Well, that's going to be negative 1 and negative 2. So you're going to have t minus 1 and t minus 2. I'm doing FOIL backwards. Same with t squared minus 4. My product is negative 4, but my sum is 0. So what multiplies to negative 4 but adds up to 0 is t minus 2 and t plus 2. Well, look what happens here. What do we have the same? We have t minus 2. So the t minus 2's can cancel out. And if I plug in 2 here, 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2 plus 2 is 4. My limit should be approaching 1/4. Now, if you did this in your calculator and graphed it and got really close to 2, like 1.999 and whatever else, you should have gotten something close to 1/4 or 0.25. So hopefully that answers questions from a bit of yesterday's homework. All right, today. All right, so today we're going to deal with more one-sided limits, and there is this theorem that says the limit as x approaches a of f of x equals a number if and only if. If and only if means one side is true only if the other side is true. So if and only if, that's that equal sign with the 2 arrows around it, the limit as x approaches a from the left is that number, and the limit as x approaches a from the right is that number. All right, some notation to talk about. First of all, this one, if and only if, that's the equal sign with the 2 arrows. That means if one side is true, the other side is true. If you go to college, professors will either use this as if and only if, or they'll use IFF. It doesn't mean they don't know how to spell if. It's just if and only if. So that just represents that only this, if this is only true, if everything else is true as well. The notations here, the little negative exponent and the little positive exponent. The negative exponent means from the left side. The positive one means from the right side. So what this is saying is a limit only exists if it's the same from the left and from the right. Best way to do this is an example. So you guys should hopefully have that worksheet in front of you of this graph. And we're going to do a couple examples of it, just to kind of get you guys to understand what this is talking about. Got it? So let's say I'm asking for the limit as x approaches negative 4 from the left of this graph. Okay, so I go to negative 4, that's over here, right? And I'm going to the left. Well, this is the left. And I'm saying, okay, as my graph gets closer and closer to negative 4 on the x on the left, my y is actually getting closer to 3. Hopefully you guys all see that. Try the other side now. The limit as x approaches negative 4 from the right. So I'm back at negative 4, except now I'm going to the right. That's this side. And as I get closer and closer to negative 4, my y is actually getting closer to 4. This is our situation. What is the limit now as x approaches negative 4? Well, is it going to be 3 or 4? You don't know. It has to be the same from the left and the right, and since it's not the same, we can write D and E. Does not exist. The limit doesn't exist because it's not the same from the left and from the right. From the left it was 3, from the right it was 4. Got it? Now, if I'd asked you what is f of negative 4, which one is that? Now you go to the closed circle. At negative 4, it's 3. But there's a difference between a limit and what the actual value is. Remember, a limit means it's approaching. As I'm approaching negative 4, what's it getting closer to? I can't tell because it's getting closer to both 3 and 4. But if I asked you what the actual value is at negative 4, now you can say it's 3 because that's where the closed circle is. All right, let's try another one. All right, so let's do negative 1. What is the limit as x approaches negative 1 from the left? Okay, here's negative 1. The left is over here. And as I get closer to negative 1 from the left, my y is getting closer to 2. All right, so now what is the limit as x approaches negative 1 from the right? Again, here's negative 1, but this is the right side of the graph. And as I get closer and closer to negative 1 on the right, again, it's going to approach 2. So what is the limit now as x approaches negative 1? Well, it's the same from both the left and the right, so the answer is just 2. Got it? Thing is, what is f at negative 1? Well, there's an open circle at 2. My closed circle is actually 1. So again, know the difference between a limit and the actual value. Limit is what's it getting closer to. It was getting closer and closer to 2 from both the left side and the right side. But the actual value is where the closed circle was, and that's at 1. All right. Now, try this one by yourself. What's the limit as x approaches 4 from the left? What's the limit as x approaches 4 from the right? What's the limit as x approaches 4? And what is f of 4? So pause the video. Everybody get a chance to do this. And then when you press play, I'll be going over it. All right. 4 from the left. Here's 4. I go a little bit to the left of it. That's this graph over here, that line. As I get closer and closer to 4 from the left, my y is getting closer to negative 3. 4 from the right. That's this graph right here. As I get closer and closer from 4 from the right, my y is getting closer and closer to negative 2. So that means, what's my limit as x approaches 4? It's different from the left and the right. They're not the same, so that means the limit does not exist. Remember, the limit only exists if it's the same from the left and the right. What is f of 4? Well, that's where the closed circle is, and that's happening at negative 2. So you'll be doing pretty much stuff like this for your homework today. So your assignment, I think this is assignment number 2. You guys might have to correct me. Today is the 4th on page, let's see, 66. 2.1.2, and you're going to do 35 to 55. Odds. And then 72 and 74. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow.